Welcome back to the Music in Our Homeschool podcast, where I help homeschool families include meaningful, high-quality music education in simple and practical ways. I'm Gina Mayo, music educator, veteran homeschooling mom of 8, and founder of Music in Our Homeschool. And today I'm excited to introduce something brand new that I've been working on for families who want a clearer, easier way to provide a complete homeschool music education. And they're called Music Learning Paths. These new learning paths are designed to answer one of the questions I hear most often. Where should my child start? And what should we do next? Because Music in Our Homeschool now has so many different courses, families have wonderful options. But having a lot of options can also feel overwhelming. You may look at courses for music appreciation, music theory, composers, singing, instruments, jazz, world music, folk songs, musicals, and wonder how everything fits together. Should your child begin with music theory? Should you focus on composers first? What course is appropriate for your third grader? What should a middle school student study before beginning high school music appreciation? And how can you make sure your child is receiving a well-rounded music education instead of simply completing a collection of unrelated lessons? The new music learning paths were created to answer those questions. You are a homeschooler looking for ways to easily and affordably include a quality music education in your homeschool? You've come to the right place. This is the Music in Our Homeschool podcast. I'm Gina Mayo, homeschooling mom of 8 and music teacher for over 30 years. What is a music learning path? A music learning path is a carefully planned sequence of self-paced online courses arranged in a recommended order. Instead of purchasing an individual course and then trying to decide what should come next, you receive a complete roadmap for your child's stage of musical development. Each path begins with age-appropriate courses and gradually builds your child's knowledge and skills. Students explore music through areas such as singing, listening, movement, composers, music history, music theory, instruments, musical styles, performance, and music appreciation. As your child completes one course, the next course is already waiting in their path. This creates a natural progression from one stage of music education to the next. You won't need to piece together a curriculum yourself. You don't need to spend hours researching what a child should study at each age. You don't need a musical background to guide your child through these courses either. Simply begin with the first recommended course and continue one step at a time. Why did I create these learning paths? Well, as both a music teacher and a homeschooling mom, I understand the challenge of fitting music into a busy homeschool schedule. Most homeschool parents want their children to have some type of music education. They want their children to recognize beautiful music, know something about the great composers, understand basic music vocabulary, and perhaps develop singing or instrumental skills. But music often gets skipped. Sometimes that happens because the schedule is so full. Other times it's because parents don't feel qualified to teach music, and sometimes the biggest obstacle is simply not knowing where to begin. When a subject requires a lot of planning and decision-making, it's easy to postpone it. That's why the music learning paths are already organized for you. Each one includes a carefully sequenced curriculum, self-paced online lessons, progress tracking, and lifetime access to the included courses for the lifetime of the Music in Our Homeschool site. The lessons are designed to easily fit into a homeschool schedule, and many of them are intentionally short and engaging. Your family can move at the pace that works best for you. You might complete one course during a school year, move more quickly, or spread a course out over a longer period. It's up to you. The path is laid out and you can take as long as you need to. There are no live lesson times to attend, and you can return to the material whenever you're ready. So let's talk about the 5 music learning paths that we have now at Music in Our Homeschool. The first is the preschool music learning path. It was designed for children approximately 3 to 5 years old, maybe 6 years old. The goal during the preschool years is to build a joyful music foundation through singing, listening, movement, beginning music concepts, and even piano readiness. At age 3, your children will begin with Kinderbach levels 1 and 2. At age 4, they'll move into Kinderbach levels 3 and 4. At kindergarten age or around age 5, they'll complete Kinderbach levels 5 and 6 and also enjoy the course 10 Songs All Preschoolers Should Know. Kinderbach provides 120 lessons across the 6 levels and introduces your young child to beginner piano and music theory concepts in an age-appropriate, super fun way. The 10 Songs All Preschoolers Should Know course helps children sing and become familiar with traditional childhood songs. At this age, the purpose is not formal music mastery, it's joyful participation. Young children learn so much through repetition, movement, imagination, and song. The preschool music learning path helps parents provide those experiences by gently preparing children for future elementary music study. And now let's talk about the elementary music learning path. It's designed for approximately 1st through 5th grade. This path gives children a broad and well-rounded introduction to many different parts of music. In grade 1 or around age 6, children begin with a folk song a week. They'll learn 36 folk songs and explore music that has been passed down through generations. Folk songs introduce children to melody, rhythm, language, history, culture, and storytelling. In 2nd grade, children begin with Learn Classical Music with Cartoons. This course contains 50 lessons and uses familiar cartoons to introduce children to classical music in a fun and very approachable way. In 3rd grade, students take the 15-minute music lessons course and Intro to Musicals. These courses allow children to explore composers, musical styles, history, special topics, and the world of musical theater. In 4th grade, students complete beginning music theory for elementary, as well as songs from Pa and Laura. They begin learning how written music works while connecting music with literature, history, and American culture through the songs associated with Laura Ingalls Wilder. In 5th grade, students study state songs of the 50 U.S. states. This course combines music with geography and American history as students explore the songs connected to each state. By the end of the elementary music learning path, children will have experienced folk music, classical music, musical theater, music theory, singing, and American music. They will not have just studied one narrow part of music. They will have received a wide musical foundation that prepares them for deeper listening and study in middle school. And now let's talk about the middle school music learning path. This path was designed for approximately 6th through 8th grade. At this age, students are ready to move beyond simple exposure and begin listening more carefully. They can compare musical styles, recognize instruments, learn music vocabulary, and understand how music connects more deeply with culture and history. In 6th grade, students study world music. This course includes 65 lessons that introduce music, instruments, traditions, and cultures from all different parts of the world. Students will discover that music is universal, but it's also wonderfully diverse. In 7th grade, students study American music. This 36-lesson course explores the music that has shaped the history and identity of the United States. The American music course includes a wide range of traditions and influences, and students will learn how those styles developed and influenced one another. In 8th grade, students complete Sound Bites, Meet the Orchestra. This 36-week course introduces them to the families and instruments of the orchestra. Students will learn how individual instruments sound and how those sounds work together in an ensemble. The middle school music learning path strengthens listening skills and gives students a broader cultural and historical understanding of music. It also prepares them for the more chronological and analytical music appreciation courses in the high school learning path. So let's talk about that one now. The high school music learning path is designed for approximately 9th through 12th grade. This path provides a rich music appreciation education and takes students through major periods and styles of music history. It also helps students develop the listening and analytical skills appropriate for high school fine arts study. In 9th grade, students begin with Sound Bites Jazz Music Appreciation. The course includes 150 lessons focused on jazz musicians, their recordings and styles and history. Jazz is an essential part of American music, and students have the opportunity to listen carefully and learn about its development and influence. In 10th grade, students take Music Appreciation Middle Ages through Classical Era. This 36-week course takes students through the Middle Ages, Renaissance, Baroque, and Classical music periods. They'll study important composers, works, instruments, and musical changes. In 11th grade, students continue with Romantic Music Appreciation. That's of the 1800s. This 36-week course explores the expressive music of the 19th century. Students will learn about Romantic composers, orchestral growth, nationalism, opera, program music, and other important developments. In 12th grade, students complete 20th century music appreciation. This 36-week course explores the many styles, composers, techniques, and musical changes of the 20th century through the present day. Students will encounter classical developments, popular styles, film music, and other forms that help shape modern music. Together, these courses provide a chronological and comprehensive high school music appreciation sequence. Families should check with their state's homeschool requirements to determine how to document the coursework on their students' transcript, but all of these high school courses will count toward that high school credit. Now, I do have one more learning path. I've already talked about preschool, elementary, middle school, and high school. So what's left? Well, I have a learning path called the Music Skills and Performance Learning Path. This one's a little different. It's designed to complement the age-based learning paths. While the preschool, elementary, middle school, and high school learning paths focus heavily on musical understanding and appreciation, the Music Skills and Performance path gives students opportunities to sing, play instruments, read music, and study music theory more deeply. The path begins in 7th grade with Recorder Time with Mr. Jerry. In 8th grade, students complete Singing Made Easy levels 1 through 5 along with Christmas carols made easy. In 9th grade, they take Guitar Time with Ben. In 10th grade, they'll continue with Bass Guitar Time with Caleb. In 11th grade, they'll complete Beginning Music Theory for Teens, and in 12th grade, they move into Advanced Music Theory for Teens. Altogether, this path includes 11 pre-recorded courses. Students gain practical experience in singing, recorder, guitar, bass guitar, ear training, music reading, notation, harmony, chords, and other music theory skills. The Music Skills and Performance path can be used alongside your middle school or high school learning path. For example, a 7th grade student could study American music while also learning the recorder. A 9th grade student could study jazz while learning the guitar. And an 11th grade student could study romantic music while completing Beginning Music Theory for Teens. This allows your students to develop as both listeners and active musicians. One important thing to understand is that your child does not have to begin with the preschool path in order to do the learning paths. You can start with the path that best matches your student's current age, grade, or experience. A middle school student who has never had any music lessons can still begin with the middle school music learning path. A high school student can begin with the high school learning path, even if every elementary and middle school course was not completed first. The sequence provides guidance, but it is not meant to make families feel like they are behind. Homeschooling allows us to meet our students where they are. Some students may have previous musical experience through private lessons, choirs, bands, church music, or community musical theater programs. You can adjust the path according to your child's needs and interests. The goal is to give you clarity, not rigidity. When you purchase a music learning path, you receive access to all of the courses included in that path, and your child may begin learning right away. The courses can be accessed online through learn.musicinourhomeschool.com, or students could also use the Teachable app. Each path includes progress tracking so students can see what they have completed and where they should continue. You also receive lifetime access for the lifetime of the Music in Our Homeschool site. That means you don't have to rush through the material before a subscription or before the school year ends. You can use the lessons according to your own homeschool schedule. The new music learning paths make it possible to guide a child from the earliest preschool music experiences all the way through high school music appreciation, performance, and theory. Your preschooler will begin singing, moving, and exploring on the piano keyboard. Your elementary student can discover folk songs, classical music, musicals, and theory. Your middle school student will explore world music, American music, and the orchestra. Your high schooler can study jazz and all the major periods of music history. And students who want practical musical skills will sing, play recorder, guitar, bass guitar, and study beginning through advanced music theory. Most importantly, you don't have to plan this entire journey yourself. The roadmap is already there. You can begin with a course that fits your child now and continue one step at a time. Where can you find these learning paths? Head over to learn.musicinourhomeschool.com and you'll see them listed there. Or you can go to musicinourhomeschool.com/learning paths. Choose from the preschool music learning path, the elementary music learning path, the middle school music learning path, the high school music learning path, or the music skills and performance learning path. You can also try free samples from every single course that is included with each of the paths to see if it's right for your family. I hope these new learning paths make you feel confident and encouraged about including music in your homeschool this year. A complete music education does not have to be complicated. You don't need a music degree or hours of preparation. But you do need a clear next step, and that's what I'm here for. Thank you for joining me today on the Music in Our Homeschool podcast. Be sure to visit musicinourhomeschool.com/learning paths to learn more about the music learning paths. And until next time, keep the music playing in your homeschool.